What's up everybody? This is Cristina from FEvolve Fitness. Today I'm going to walk you through a simple mobility circuit. So grab your yoga mat, maybe some yoga blocks to assist you, and let's go. First we're going to get into a Spiderman position. So we're going to place our hands underneath our shoulders and our knees underneath our hips into this tabletop position. Then we're going to take our left leg and step it on the outside of our left hand, keeping that right knee down onto the floor and untucking the back right toes. Then we're going to shift our hips forward and look up towards the ceiling or right in front of you, sticking the chest up as much as possible and sinking into your right hip flexor. Then we're going to rock our hips back and flex that left foot so the toes point up to the ceiling. Heel is down on the mat. Rock the hips forward, looking straight up, lifting the chest, sinking for 1 to 2, 3 seconds, shifting the hips back. 2 more on this side, shifting the hips forward, looking up, bringing the chest up, hold, and then shift the hips back, flexing that left foot. One last one. Shift the hips forward, really sinking into the hips here. And then coming back. We can step that left leg back into your tabletop position. Walk the hands over to the left side a smidge. And then step that right foot on the outside of the right hand. Untuck the back toes, shifting the hips forward, sinking into that left hip flexor, lifting the chest, and sink the hips back, flexing that right foot, toes pointing up to the ceiling. Sink the hips forward, looking up, and then back. Exhale. Inhale as you bring your hips forward, look up, lift the chest, and then bring the hips back. One last one. Inhale as you bring the hips forward and sink the hips back. Good, you can release that right knee back down on the side of your left knee and sit back. That's your Superman stretch. This next one is a 90-90 hip stretch. So here I have my knees bent in 90 degrees. My right foot is right above my left knee, and my left knee is bent and my left foot is flexed. So here I am going to rotate my torso over my knee, and then we're going to bend over with a flat spine. So very easily, we're going to put our left hand on our right foot, and our right hand is going to go behind our right knee on the floor or the mat behind you. You are going to rotate your torso over your right knee, so your chest is directly over your right knee. Then we're going to take a big breath, inhaling through the nose. As we exhale, we're going to slowly bend over that right knee, keeping our spine straight. I'm going to begin to walk my hands out. I don't want to round my spine here. So I'm going to bring my palms flat to the ground, lowering my chest towards the knee, keeping that spine nice and straight, no rounding the shoulders. Lift the chest up. The elbows start to bend to get closer to the ground. You should start to feel a stretch on the outside of that right hip. So again, try to get closer and closer to the knee without rounding the shoulders. Elbows can come closer to the ground. Now I feel it on the right side, so I don't really need to go much deeper. As we sit here, you could sit here for 5 to 10 seconds, inhaling deeply and exhale. Inhaling nice and deeply and exhale. Very nice. Slowly come back up, straightening the arms, walking the hands back so you're sitting nice and tall. And then you can go and do the other side. So I like to keep my legs in this position and switch the knees up and over to the other side. So arms can be behind you to assist you. If you want to use a little core, you can lift the arms up, maybe bring them behind the ears. And we're going to switch our knees over to the other side. There we go. And then just fix your positioning as needed. So same thing, legs are at 90 degrees. Now my left foot is right in front of that right knee. My back foot is flexed. Bring the right hand to the left foot. Left hand comes behind you, right outside of the left thigh. Rotate your torso over your left thigh. And then begin to slowly lower the chest towards the knee without rounding your spine, without rounding your shoulders and your back. So as you can see, I'm walking my palms out to get me a little bit closer to the ground. I start to feel that stretch as I get here. You may be different. Begin to slowly bend the elbows and then find your sweet spot and take a nice deep inhale. And exhale. One more inhale and exhale. Good. Slowly walk your hands up. And there you have it. That is the 90-90 stretch, and we're going to move on to the next one. So next we have the hip flexor stretch. We're going to start in this half kneeling position. Left ankle is going to be right under the left knee. My left knee is in front, and then right foot is going to be back behind you with your right toes untucked. We're going to sit in this half kneeling position, and first we're going to tuck our pelvis under. So you can bring your hands to your hips, and then we're going to pull our belly button in and tuck our pelvis. All right? Then your hands are going to come to your hips, and you're going to slowly lean forward. This is a very simple stretch. We're just getting right now into that right hip flexor. When you begin to feel the stretch, you can rest there and breathe. Inhaling and exhaling. Try to maintain that tucked pelvis position so your back is not arching. Good. Now I have very tight hips from running, from biking, so I feel this. And boy, does that feel good. Take one more breath. Inhale and exhale. Good. Then begin to slowly rock your hips back, and we're going to move on to the other side. So switching the legs, untucking the left toes back behind you, bring that right foot up, ankle right underneath the right knee. We're going to tuck our pelvis under, pulling the navel in. Hands can come to the right knee, and then we're going to slowly shift our hips forward. Inhaling deeply. And exhale. Nice big inhale. And exhale. One more. Good. So we're stretching out this left hip flexor here. After your last breath, you can shift the hips back and bring that right foot back. There you have it. That is the hip flexor stretch. All right, the next one we have are kneeling T-spine rotations. So you're going to bring your knees out wide, sitting back on our heels like we're about to go into a child's pose. And then we're going to bring our hands down to the mat, walking our hands out and bringing our elbows down to the floor. Let's do the left side first. So we're going to bring our right hand flat onto the mat, forearm is flat onto the floor, elbow has contact with the floor. Take your left hand, you're going to wrap it on your right ribs. Starting square to the mat, we're going to inhale, lifting our left shoulder up to the ceiling. Exhale, round it forward. Inhale, rolling up, lifting up to the ceiling. And exhale, rolling down to the center. Inhale, lifting up, rotating out. And exhale, lowering. Good, then we're gonna bring our left hand down. Maybe flip your hair out of your face. And then go to the other side. So left hand comes flat onto the floor, left forearm onto the mat, left elbow has contact with the mat. Get your right hand, grab your left wrist, your left ribs, and we're going to rotate up towards the ceiling and then rotate back down to the center. Inhale, rotating up towards the ceiling. Exhale, back down to the center. Inhaling, rotating all the way up, looking up. And last exhale, back down to the mat. Good, release that right hand down. You can walk your hands out into a child's pose. And then coming back up to sit. And that is the T-spine rotation. And the next one we have is a cat-cow in tabletop position. So we are going to bring our wrists underneath our shoulders. Fingers are spread wide, whole palm is on the mat. Our knees are underneath the hips and our toes are untucked. We're going to do 5 reps together. So inhaling, arching the back, looking up, dropping the belly. Exhale as you push through the floor, rounding the back, pulling the navel in. Inhale, arch the back, look up. Exhale, push through the floor, rounding the back. Inhaling, arching the back and looking up. This is 3. Dropping the belly. Exhale, round the back, pulling the belly button in. Inhale, arching the back, looking up for 4. Exhale, rounding the back, pulling the belly button in, push through that floor. Last time, inhale, arch the back, look up, drop the belly. And last time, exhale, rounding, really pushing through that floor. Good, inhaling yourself back to a flat, neutral spine. You can walk your hands back to your knees, sit back on your heels, and that is your cat-cow. So there you have it. Thank you for joining me. You can do all of those exercises along with me, and then you can pause the video and do the video again to be able to complete a full mobility circuit. So I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you next time. Always think about you till First Avenue.